Hey everybody, it's Cotton here, and I am bringing you some more of the Wind Waker HD. Last time we got our shield after we rescued Tetra from the forest, and we rode the ship with the pirates, went through another tutorial, and now we landed at the Forsaken Fortress, our first dungeon. Your sword landed all the way up there? Shoot, I'm sorry, I apologize. I guess my aim was off by a little bit. That look on your face, priceless. I slipped this stone into your pocket just before we fired you over there. It's no ordinary stone either. I can see what you're doing through this stone, and obviously you can hear me through it. So if you see A, you'd better press that button. Okay, more... okay. Hey, but listen carefully. I need this back after you save your sister, so don't go losing it, you understand? Alright then, down to brass tacks. The courtyard is awash with searchlights, so they'll see you right away if you just go charging in. Better think it through. So, yeah, for the most part, that item she gave us, it's mostly just like, you know, a tutorial right here at the beginning. And so right here, we get... Oh, no, don't do it yet. Okay, so there's a few rupees that we can collect, like right here, there's 40 rupees we can get. Yeah, so if you go into the searchlights, you'll get captured. Since you don't have a sword, you know, you can't fight, and so you'll just be captured and thrown in jail. So you want to avoid searchlights, and you also want to avoid certain enemies. Our main objective is to get rid of these searchlights, because if we don't take out a certain one, we actually won't be able to, like, finish this, get to our sword. So we have to do this. Right there, she was just about to tell us that we can make enemies drop their weapons by having them hit our shield multiple times, and I'll show you how to do that. But, I believe this is the first, maybe only time, like, you can actually take enemies' weapons, and so like that, if an enemy hits your shield too many... Oh, whoops. How do I swing? I pressed A. I pressed A last time, what happened? You can take enemies' weapons and use them against them, which is really, really cool, and I love that feature because you can pick up, like, these huge items and use it against enemies, and it's a lot of fun to be able to change things up like that. And so, let's see. One thing I forgot to mention also is that since this is the Wii U version, you can also play only on the gamepad if you press select, and then you can go only to the gamepad. But of course, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, because this is on the game or on the Wii U, you won't be able to see the menu items or the menu screen, because that will all be on the gamepad as well as the map and all that. But right here we got the dungeon map. Now the dungeon map in Zelda games, you know, is a map of the dungeon, so you can see all the floors and all of that stuff. And so right here, if you press that switch and open this chest, you get your very first, what is it, what do you get? Piece of heart. Very first piece of heart, and the only piece of heart that's on this island. Dropping down here put us on the first floor, but we want to be on the second floor, so I'm actually going to get caught by this guy. And, yeah, if they catch you, you just kind of freeze, and then, yeah, they throw you in jail. You don't want to take damage, because if you take damage when you don't have your sword, you lose rupees. And so we don't want that to happen. I'm just going to ignore that Tetra trying to talk to us, but it's just more tutorial stuff. She's like, oh, you idiot, how could you get caught? There has to be some way you can escape, but yeah, just jump over on top of that bookcase or whatever that was and move the pot, and then you can crawl out this way. And so, yeah, this is the room that we were just in. This is the dungeon map here. And so, let's see. Since this is the first dungeon, it's supposed to actually be really simple, but, you know, to be perfectly honest with you, I find it kind of confusing. It is just like a big circle, but all of the rooms look the same, so it's like when I need to find an item that's in a certain room, I can't remember where it is. So I'm hoping to go through this, like, as seamlessly as I can, but if I can't, you know, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll at least be trying to get through this as quickly as I can, instead of having to backtrack and all that. What's funny is, like, this will be the only dungeon where I'll actually have trouble, like, navigating, and this is supposed to be the easiest one, but I've always had trouble. And here we get a Joy Pendant. Those are dropped by those Bokoblins. And so for each... Let's see, we got that one. Let's see. Each enemy, like, drops, like, certain items. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so she's just telling you about, like, how we have to get rid of the searchlights, but I am actually going to go back this way. I really hope this is what I'm supposed to do. There is a searchlight that's over here. And I think this is the only way to get it. No, this one has multiple ways of getting it. You can go at it from the bottom, or there's a spot where you can actually jump down and get it. But I actually did need to go into this room because we have another treasure chest that contains another very important item for us. Or fairly important, I guess. This is the compass. Now, this works like the compass in every other Zelda game. It shows you where items are, so treasure chests will appear on your map. And yes, I am going the correct way. I think. I am very, very certain that I am going the correct way. Let's see, and there's another searchlight. So as you're going around this dungeon, every time you exit out of, like, the circle ring and, you know, appear out here, it will show you where you are in relation to where you need to go, which is that window where the seagulls were flocking to. It's mostly annoying and not very helpful, but yeah, it's just something we'll have to deal with. And he's walking away from us. But, yeah, so I'll just take this guy out. And so, yeah, as you defeat these guys, you know, the searchlights go up, obviously. I'll just specifically mention that, but that's where we need to go. And so this is what I meant by having multiple ways of getting here. If we just progressed further on, we could have dropped that box, and we could have come down here. But I figure since I'm in the area already, you know, might as well just get it over with. And so now all we need to do is just continue on. And these ropes swing, so you want to make sure, like, they swing just a little bit, and you can miss it if you're not paying attention. So you do want to make sure you are just a bit careful when you're playing. And so right here, we have to look at this again. But you'll notice right down there, that's the beginning of this dungeon where we started. You can drop this box down, and now we have a shortcut to get back to this spot if we want to. You just move that box under the ladder, and then you can climb up. But yeah, I mean, you really shouldn't have any reason to be going down there, so just kind of do it for now, and maybe later. And right here, there's another stealth mechanic. You can grab some of these barrels and hide underneath them. Oop. And if you move a little too quickly or move in their field of view, that will happen, and you just need to stop and sit still. So I'm just going to move slowly. I'll move quickly by this guy, I don't care. And yeah, I'm past him enough. And there you saw a rat. You do have to be careful of rats. They can be annoying because if they hit you, they steal your rupees from you. And so rupees are very important in this game, and you do not want to be losing them. So yeah, you don't want them to hit you. And that doesn't matter whether you have that's whether you have a sword or not. Okay, yeah, they'll take your rupees. I was thinking maybe I could run past them real quick, but that's kind of iffy. So I'll just play it safe. Just play it safe. He's not looking. Let's get our Splinter Cell tactics going here. Not really, but yeah, let's just continue on. Those are moblins. Those enemies drop skull necklaces for their spoils. And so right here, this is the area where we could have gotten that searchlight. This is the box we could push down. And then another small shortcut, I guess. Or if you had missed that searchlight, this is your second opportunity to get it. But yeah, there's no reason for me to do that, so I'll just come back up here. And right here, there's another mechanic I forgot to mention earlier, but you can sidle along a wall. And if you didn't know what the word sidle is, neither did I until I played this game back in the GameCube. But yeah, you just put your back against the wall and you go across. There's a couple of instances where you have to do this. Yeah. Just get you across these little small pathways here. You can also peek around corners. You know, all this stealth stuff really isn't that important. It's really only used right here at the beginning of the game, in the Forsaken Fortress before you get your sword. Which, speaking of the sword, there it is! So excited. Look at him go. And now we get our sword. You got back the hero sword you dropped. Now you're back, and now you're in business. Take care not to drop it again. And so this guy is a different color from the other Bokoblin, but I believe he is still classified as a Bokoblin. They're just different colors and have different weapons, but they're the exact same enemy pretty much. And so, like I said earlier, you can pick up enemies' weapons and use them and swing them, throw them, and all that. But what we need to do is go through this door. Cotton. Cotton. Wake up, Cotton. Pull yourself together, Cotton. Well, have you come to your senses yet? You are surprisingly dull-witted. Did I startle you? I suppose that is only natural. As wide as the world is, I am the only boat upon it who can speak the words of men. I am the King of Red Lions. Do not fear, I am not your enemy. Cotton, I have been watching you since you went to the Forsaken Fortress to rescue your sister. I understand how your desire to protect your sister could give you the courage to fearlessly stand up to anything, but such a bold attempt was foolhardy. I suppose you saw him, the shadow that commands that monstrous bird. His name is Ganon. He who obtained the power of the gods attempted to cover the land in darkness, and was ultimately sealed away by the very power he hoped to command. He is the very same Ganon, the Emperor of the Dark Realm the ancient legends speak of. I do not know why the seal of the gods has failed, but now that Ganon has returned, the world is once again being threatened by his evil magic. Tell me, Cotton, do you still wish to save your sister from him? And will you do anything to save her? I see. In that case, I shall guide you as we go forward, advising you on what you should do and where you must go. Ganon cannot be defeated by human hands, let alone by what little strength you possess. The key to defeating Ganon is locked away in a great power that you can wield only after much toil and hardship. Do you understand? In that case, we depart to the Great Sea! Ah, but I am getting ahead of myself. This is actually a bit embarrassing for me to admit, but although I am indeed a boat that possesses the power of speech, I possess no sail. And a boat with no sail can sail no seas. I have brought you far to the east of the dark gaze of the Forsaken Fortress. On this island is a town of merchants who deal in a wide variety of goods. If you search hard enough, surely you can find one who will sell you a sail. I am sorry to ask this of you, but without a sail, I will be useless to you. This island of merchants is home to many valuable goods. The information they provide you may come in handy during your endeavors at sea, so listen carefully to their words and heed them well. But remember, there is no time to play. Come back here immediately as soon as your errands are done. Yeah, screw that. You can take as much time as you want to, but here we are on Windfall Island. This is, I guess, after the Forsaken Fortress, your first island that you discover. And we will kind of explore it a little bit in the next video. So, I will see you guys then.